For the second time this year, and for the second time, actually for a very long time, that a Victory Monday for the second time is in September. And also, too, in my case, division clinching Monday as well. I get to toot my own horn there. Maybe we'll see you guys Saturday. Maybe we won't. But the squad is back together after, for the first time in almost 3 years, the Patriots put up a 40-burger on their opponents. Everything about this game was just right. Everything about, I was scared when it was 6-0, and then out of nowhere, I'm like, I'm having fun. Like, Marcus Jones runs it back. Hunter Henry, I'm sorry, burned JC Horn, which I feel like it was never on my bingo card for this game. But McGarvin and I had fun doing it. But Miss Sophie Weller making her first appearance on these recap shows was actually at the stadium. Like, was the vibe different? Like, what's the vibe that you've gotten through these first 4 games of the team?
This team freaking loves each other and loves playing for each other. The culture Mike Vrabel has built, regardless of the outcome, I actually can't speak highly enough about it. And I think also just the way Mike Vrabel has approached everything, he knows what he's going to do. And as much as, it was hard to see this weekend because listen, did he struggle? Yes. But was this deserved? No. Like, Ramondre Stevenson announces a starter, gets booed. Ramondre Stevenson takes the field for the first drive, booed. The guy is screwed up, yes, but he's a damn good running back. He has this issue. We know he has this issue. It's a bad issue. You can't have it as a running back. That being said, does he deserve boos? Because he also, you don't win Miami without him. You don't win Miami without Antonio Gibson. So I just think, and Mike Vrabel throughout the entire week last week leading up to this game was like, Ramondre, those are my guys. Drake had 2 turnovers. Am I benching Drake May? You're not asking me that question. You're asking me about Ramondre Stevenson. Guys are going to screw up. It's the game of football. It's going to happen. That being said, it's all about how they come back the next week. It's all about how they respond. And I think what this team did, how this team responded, is a credit to Mike Vrabel and the culture he has built.
It's really not a beautiful thing, but I also sent McGarvin posted a video yesterday of him and Diggs embracing in the hallway, and I was just like, that made me feel something that I feel like I'll elaborate on today. And it's just like, this is a team that's bought into what he's selling, between him, Mike Collins really making McGarvin sweat his little guarantee that he made back in August for the jersey.
Yeah, it's getting tight. It's getting tight.
But who pictured that? Not, which I will say it to you, Sophie, because I think McGarvin and I spoke about this, that I screamed, that's why you effing paid him to Milton Williams 4 times when he got the sack against Miami. But Christian Barmore really emerging himself as his force of nature. Garrett Bradbury.
I have been high on Christian Barmore. You heard, anytime, last year, you heard me. I was like, when this man comes back, I'm pretty sure I said it here every time you had me on. Because I was like, I don't get to talk about Christian Barmore. He's not playing, but I'm going to talk about him. I knew when he came back, that is a guy who just loves everything about football, who loves playing the game of football. I think he hates the media portion of football, but he loves playing the game of football. And the way he's playing is why they paid him. He's doing exactly, it's why you paid Milton. He's doing what you need of him. It's why you paid Barmore. He's doing what you need. That front 7 with Milton and Barmore as your key staple pieces, I said would be dominant. And they're living up to that hype so far. Sorry, I was excited. The front 7 talk. I get McGarvin level excited.
Oh, we love it. Also, too, one thing before McGarvin finally gets his piece in, if you were to go on FanDuel right now and bet Christian Barmore to win AP Comeback Player of the Year, a $100 wager would win you $20,000. So it is a long shot, but his name is on there because for everything he's battled, for all the adversity he's had, he's effing the play up, and I love it.
No one deserves it more. I mean, he gave it his all last year. And what was so heartbreaking too was to see him come back on the field for 4 games after everything he battled just to have to sit out again. But the coaching staff, the trainers, they're all taking the right approach with him. It seems this year it's kind of a pattern now. 1 day a week, he's probably not going to practice.
Yep.
Or be limited. And it's going to say there's typically not a injury related reason. It's just a veteran rest day, but they're trying not to overdo it because you know what? You'd rather have him healthy for Sunday than just you can have him take it easy a day or 2 of practice.
Yeah, I love Christian Barmore. I mean, everyone knows that. Been my favorite player the last couple of years ever since Dante Hightower retired. He's my favorite Patriot. Period. Love that guy. Man, I wanted him 15th overall, and I remember I tweeted that, and some people were not thrilled when I tweeted that. When I was like, if Christian Barmore's there at 15, this is the Mac Jones year. I was like, if he's there at 15, you got to take him. Well, what about the quarterback? Well, what about? I'm like, fuck it, roll Cam. Like, this is fine. Get Christian Barmore. So super excited about him. He's been so good, and it feels like not enough people are noticing because he's not racking up any sacks.
Yeah.
But that's like he's just winning up front. Like he's a pressure player. He's always been a pressure player. He's always just going to give you pressures, and obviously he'll turn those into sacks as well. But the way he's playing is opening up Milton Williams so much. He's eating so much double teams. He's being double teamed on 75% of his pass rush snaps at like 75% versus Milton Williams at 60%. Like they are focusing in on 90. They're like, hey, we know Milton Williams is the Super Bowl hero and absolute baller, biggest defensive contract as far as a free agent goes this offseason, yada, yada, yada. But like, it's Barmore we have to make sure it doesn't wreck this game. And it feels like Carolina didn't do a good enough job with that. And we kind of see what happens when you don't. Like if you're not like, hey, we have to take care of 90, the entire blocking scheme from the interiors is wrecked. It's absolutely wrecked, and it's necessary. It's obviously necessary because I don't think the edges still don't move me. And if we can get into it, we can get into it. But those linebackers, holy cow! I said it in March when they released Juwan Bentley that they needed linebacker help. And I stand on that. Those guys, that is not a good group of linebackers.
I want to go back to the Barmore thing, though, because that was actually someone Mike Vrabel gave praise to in his post-game press conference. There were two players when he was asked specifically about other players. He was like, well, here are two players that did this during the game. You're not asking me about those specific things because they didn't register it on the stat sheet. It was Demario Douglas and it was Christian Barmore. Barmore had a team-high 5 pressures. He had 4 hurries, 1 QB hit, and he had a 25% pass rush win rate. That guy was dominant against the Panthers. They had no
absolutely working them. It was insane.
Yeah, but also to that, like, man, for as bad as this is to say, like the Panthers, something was up with them yesterday. They just kept getting hurt left, right, and center. Like the first drive of the game, like Buddy goes down, then Tommy Tremble obviously late in the game. The one linebacker lineman. But with the good news on the linebacking front, it seems like Jelani Tavai is going to play and start this week, at least.
I would say I would be very, very shocked if I don't see him at practice on Wednesday. I think he has been around the team.
I saw him on the sideline yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, but like even just like behind the scenes stuff, he has been around the team. It doesn't seem like anything's holding him back. I think, and I think he can really help the linebacker room.
I just think it's really funny how we ended up, Jelani Tavai, public enemy number 1. Last year with his comment, people were not happy with him. But I've turned on Tavai ever since that 2022 season. The game where I remember the first game where I was like, oh wait a minute, he looks like he can kind of play a little bit. Was Green Bay, and I've maintained that since that since 2022, he's been a good linebacker. I know people want him out of here, but if you see what I see happening at the linebacking level, you'll be very excited to see Jelani Tavai back in the lineup, because
it's also a testament that he's still here, though. Because look who Vrabel there are these key guys on defense that you never thought would leave the Patriots unless it was like some extreme free agency type thing, who aren't on the team anymore. Jabril Peppers being like the key one that comes to mind. So for Jelani Tavai to not only be back, but if he can carve out this crucial role for himself, which it seems like they need him, it's a testament that Vrabel always saw him as a fit for what he's building.
Yeah, and the other thing too, and also the Juwan Bentley cut as well, because I know last year once Bentley went down, he got crucified because everyone basically said, "Oh, he's relying on Bentley, that's why he's making the plays." But then he kind of just kept working on himself, kept getting better. Just to clarify too, the report I saw was one of those random like Pat's that like random Pat's accounts. It's like per Mike Reese. So it's just where I'm like, okay, cool. It seems like at least he'll practice this week. Let's see if he plays. But with the guys up front, the big test is going to come because guess what? You're playing one of the best offensive lines in the league this week, or not even best, but just consistently and healthy. Plus, they have a guy on their line who I really love as a person, but it sucks that he's on the Bills. That's Mr. 73, Deion Dawkins. But there's just so much goodwill with this team right now because look, oh, she's gone. You know, you win week.
I just don't want anyone to hear me blow my nose. I'm still getting over my cold. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. That's why I was just like, where did Sophie go? Week 2, you go to Miami and win. Week 4, you win a game you're supposed to. It's like you were getting to the discourse of it yesterday, McGarvin. It's like you're not going to discredit wins when the situation the Patriots are in. You win the games you're supposed to win, and you take care of business that way. And that's what they did. I do want to pivot for a second because I actually have a question that pertains to someone in Sophie's life. How's your boyfriend's mental health right now?
Not great. We're struggling up here in Boston. He's a Ravens fan for anyone.
That's why I ask.
No. And it's been very, very rough here. I came. What was it? Yesterday's game because I came home from Gillette and it was like almost over, and just like he looks at me. And he brought, because it was just him hanging in the apartment yesterday. He brought the TV out from the bedroom. The red zone was on that TV. He had the Ravens game on the main TV. And he just looks at me and he goes, just put on red zone.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
It was so heartbroken.
Yeah, that's sad.
Oh my God. And I think what really hits him so hard is like him having to look at me and be like, wow, like the Patriots have a better record than the Ravens right now. And that's like wild for him to say, because it's like since we've started dating, it's been the complete opposite. Like with Lamar and all that, he's always been like, well, my team had a great day. It's like, so I'm coming home and I'm all like, we had a happy locker room today. Like, it was fun at Gillette. We had fun football, and he's all like so down. It was like a total like switch for the normal vibes in this apartment. So I had to like tone it down when I got home. Like, yeah, I'm so sorry.
Oh man.
So long story short, for me, I started my rec league hockey like last night just because I don't want to play late at night. So I choose the option to play like Sundays at like 6:00. And I basically get on and I see that game. And my first thought was more than anything, I'm like, what's Sam going through right now between what happened Monday night and what happened tonight? I know. And I say, how's his mental health? And what are you talking about right away? I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm like his vibe with the Ravens. I'm just like,
I will say, so he's so funny because anytime like someone close to him, like myself, since we've been dating, because we just actually celebrated 4 years. It was yes, it was he always refers to it as like our team or like we is the word he always uses. So like since we started dating and like the Celtics won the championship, we won the championship. Red Sox make like the playoffs for the first time since it's felt like 10,000 years. It's like we made the playoffs this year. So like the Patriots win, it's we get a win. It's so funny because he's Baltimore, born and raised. Like you hear him, like he'll yell at me for how I said how I say Baltimore. He always yells at me for that. But like then he's lived in Massachusetts and we've been dating long enough where these teams have become his teams. So he can like almost like flip a switch a little bit where it's like not like a bandwagon because he still like was very upset. I think yesterday was not as bad as week 1. But
yeah, against the Bills.
Yeah. Because you like with Lamar, you knew it was when he went out, you're kind of like, okay, Cooper Rush isn't gonna get the job done for us, is he? But yeah, no, it's enough about him, but it's very funny in this apartment, just the absolute vibe the changes we go through, the mood changes in this apartment. 2 sports people living together is a wild concept.
Oh my God, I love it. No, just was asked about that. But anyway, back to the team as a whole. I think we have to give the offensive line their flowers. I know Carolina is not that good, but I also have to there's 2 players I have to do that to. One is a guy who I wasn't critical of him, but I was not exactly thrilled with the signing, and that's Garrett Bradbury. who may
Same.
be our best
Same.
pass protecting offensive lineman. And also
he was very good.
What about Mr. Small? You know, small arms are a big deal, but Will Campbell yesterday, I'm like, he had like an 89 grade for pass blocking or something. Like it was his numbers
From
were just really good.
PFF?
Somewhere.
Either way, man, he's been good. Like he's been good. He's looked like a good rookie lineman, right? There are reps he has where you're like, "Ooh, come on, man! Like we gotta clean that up." And he, really struggled against Pittsburgh, which is fine.
Yeah.
He mostly matched up with Nate Herbig, and he struggled there as far as pressures allowed. Didn't allow a sack. I don't believe he allowed a sack. But either way, he's just been good out and out. I think anyone who tells you he's not been good is not being honest, right? Because at worst, he looks like an above average lineman. Like that is his floor. That is just what he looks like right now. You're like, okay, cool. You're 4 games into your career and you look like an above average lineman. Cool. I'll take that, 10 out of 10 times. I know people are going to want him to be, Trent Williams immediately. But he's been good. He's been real good. And Garrett Bradbury, I gotta give him some props. I was not happy. I was not a happy camper when he signed. Just because of Minnesota, he just goodness Lord help us. Could just golly, could not get it done. I mean, could not get it done. What a pleasant surprise he has been as a pass protector. I think as a unit, they are not a good run blocking O-line. And they're gonna have to figure that out like soon, because it is the biggest reason I think that Ramondre Stevenson wasn't benched, because literally none of the other guys are creating any kind of plays on the ground above the blocking, right? Trevion Henderson has just been kind of getting what's there, right? If they get him down 3 yards, 3 yards down the field, he's gonna pick up 3 yards. Like that's all he got. And Gibson's a fun player. I really do like him, but as a runner, he's like not that impressive. Like I think he's a really good player, but as a pure runner, like
once he gets into space, he can do a lot with
exactly.
He's not someone I would like put in immediately. Like I would put Ramondre in if you want like 2-3 yards to just power through that. But you want someone to kind of like create this play to like wrap around and run in space.
I think he's a great player to put him in space.
Also, like do it. He'll pull out. He loves the spin moves. We've talked about that before. He'll pull off a little spin move in there and get a few extra yards.
Good player. Need him on the team. Good player. Can't be your lead back because he's not that impressive as a runner. So it's like Ramondre has to stay. And he's creating, right? Like he's collecting. I mean, absolutely racking up the yards after contact because like he's just being contacted. And it's like, oh, it's got to push forward. So like. The line has to help, right? And I know Ramondre Stevenson is such an easy punching bag. Like people do not like him. No. Like as far as the fans go, like some people are very critical. Like they just don't like him. And so with the ground game struggling, right? They haven't eclipsed 100 yards on the ground as an individual at any individual rushers. People are just going to look like, oh well, they haven't done that yet because Ramondre isn't a good running back. And it's like, well, no, the line's just not very good at run blocking, right? And the most surprising thing is I think one of the worst run blockers on the team has been Michael Nwenu. So it's like, well, what the hell happened there? But they kind of got it right a little bit against Carolina. So, you'll see. Carolina wasn't interested in playing the sport on Sunday. After that punt return touchdown, it kind of just like, there were some effort lapses. If you were just watching it back, you're like, that guy's not running. He's kind of moving in the direction. He's not running.
The Hunter Henry touchdown where it was like he's running on the side there, and it was like it looked like he was gonna get pushed out of bounds, and whoever was covering him, it kind of just looked like put their hand out like.
Yeah, I have a tweet that is kind of making getting a little bit of traction. A lot of people have opinions on it, and it was just Hunter Henry outrunning JC Horn to the end zone, and everyone's in the comments like angles because I mentioned like him not being able to run him down is crazy, and they're like, what about the angle? He just took a bad angle. I'm like, yes, he took a bad angle. That is obvious. We see he took it too flat. Hunter Henry released up the field, caught it, and went. The issue is after the ball was caught, he started jogging. So he's jogging behind Hunter Henry, right? And there are 2 defenders. There's a safety and there's a corner just down the field. Demario Douglas 5'8", 192, if we're being generous, is out there engaged with the corner, Smith Wade, just engaged with him. And I'm like, okay, he has the block. Nick Scott, their safety, he is awful. He comes running down and just runs into Ramondre to get blocked. Like, it wasn't like he made a play. He just ran down and just stood in front of him and got blocked. And it was like, holy shit, Demario Douglas is blocking two guys right now, and Hunter Henry's just running up the sideline. J.C. Horn sees the first corner, who's engaged, Wade Smith. He goes, and as Hunter Henry's coming, he goes to try to strip the ball. And J.C. Horn is still jogging. The strip doesn't work. J.C. Horn sees that the strip doesn't work, and then he turns on the jets to the point where his hand is on Henry's back as they're crossing the goal line. It's like, well, if you had been running the entire time, he doesn't get in there, right? Like, he doesn't get into the end zone. It doesn't even need to get to that. But you thought, hey, I have two guys downfield. They're going to make the play, and you're jogging. And I'm like, you're disinterested in playing the game. And that was all throughout it. All throughout. And I've only watched the game one more time after the Sunday. I've only done one rewatch, so we'll see again. But, like, guys were not interested in playing for the Panthers, and that's tough. And so on a day like that, though, and people will say, like, oh, we'll use that and be like, well, then what the Patriots did wasn't all that impressive. And I'm like, no, on a day like that, though, you just want to be as, like, razor sharp as possible. If the other team isn't here to play, you're just going to be razor sharp, and we can call this a tune-up. We're just tuning it up. It's basically practice. You know what I mean? And what you want to see is exactly what we saw. The Patriots just kind of, like, doing what they wanted, right? They're just like, all right, well, we want to do that. And they're just doing it. And you're like, cool.
I think, like, a signal that they also gave up, or maybe, like, that's not the right word, but just, like, things clearly weren't going their way.
Mailed it in.
They kept punting the ball to Marcus Jones.
Yeah, that was because he had two huge returns and one big return, right? He had a 19-yarder, and I was like, holy shit, that was an incredible return. Like, and they just kept kicking it to him. I'm like, you gotta get this out of bounds. You cannot keep kicking it to him. It's an issue.
I mean, he set a franchise record, for God's sakes.
Longest since what, 1976?
167 punt return yards. Yeah, I was. I have it not in the notebook. I have it on a story. I can go back and look. But yeah, hasn't happened in a while. Say that.
Can I show you guys a quick photo of the Ramondre Stevenson life cycle?
Oh gosh, sure.
Here we go. That is how people react. Ramondre's a good running back, though. I'm sorry. He's just a good running back. People tend to get over themselves.
Ball security is an issue for him, and it's something you need to figure out. That being said, he's a very good running back.
He's just a good, yeah. So you can't fault Mike Vrabel for just, like, deciding, like, because I know that was, like, a talking point throughout the week. They were like, oh, is Ramondre going to be, disciplined? And Vrabel kind of came out like, if you're looking for punishment, that's not coming. And people were kind of like, well, what kind of message is he sending to the team? Think of the locker room. I
think it's different too, because we had this discussion with Gerard Mayo last year with He was so flippy floppy on, like,
whether or not he was going to be benched. Yeah, I remember.
And then he's benched for one play, comes back in. Are you really benching him? No. But meanwhile, Mike Vrabel, I saw what he did with Ramondre this week is similar to what he did with Andy Borregales earlier this season, which is that Andy goes out and misses these kicks, but makes that field goal that helped them. And he gets the game ball after that really bad game, right? Should he have gotten a game ball? Probably most people are sitting there thinking, what? Mike Vrabel showing, I have faith in you. You're our kicker. I don't care what anyone else says. He did that with Ramondre this week. That's a coach who has faith in his players, and I think that's the difference between this year versus last year.
I think he's also a coach who understands that, like, we need to win games, right? Like, it is bad. It is bad for our team if we are not winning games, right? We need to be able to develop our quarterback, and we need to be able to install this offense and kind of get the ball rolling. And having your best player sit isn't going to get that done. So he looks at his running back room and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not benching Ramondre Stevenson, man. we just need the guy. So, like, he's going to play." And people get weird about that, but, like, shit like that matters. Like, you can't tell, especially if the team feels like they're going to be competitive, right? If the team is kind of feeling like, oh man, like, we kind of got something going this year. how can you look those guys in the face and be like, hey, we're gonna take Ramondre out and put in a guy who is not playing better than him, and also fumbles. We're gonna start him instead just to teach Ramondre a lesson. Like, this isn't high school.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's Henderson. Everyone wants Henderson to play, but they're only considering the one factor. They're only considering how he. But there's so much more, like the pass blocking.
The pass blocking is an issue. That is a problem. I cannot believe how bad it is, but it is.
It wasn't an issue for him at Ohio State too, which is why it's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if he's just having a hard time adjusting to like NFL speed, just because his issue is he's just holding a lot. And some of them feel so he has 3 holding calls. One of them feels like maybe not a hold, but like it's really close and you shouldn't let it get that close. But again, the bigger issue with Henderson is like he just doesn't create anything on the ground with regards to the running game more than what's blocked. And right now the team isn't blocking it well, so they're like, well, we got to keep the guy who can make the play happen. I think Travion Henderson had a touchdown on Sunday, and that was his best play, his best run, like the best carry of his career to this point, because he got hit in the backfield, and this is on the this is out from the 5. He got hit in the backfield, shrugged that off, came up and got met at the 3-yard line, and for the first time all year, showed a little bit of power and muscled that bitch in 3 yards out. And you're like, oh, whoa, you like broke a tackle and made, holy cow, we hadn't seen that, right? Because generally he's been going down pretty much wherever the hell he's met, right? He only forced 2 missed tackles prior to Sunday's game the entire year. Antonio Gibson had none. But like, this is what I mean. Like, if the guy's not creating, you can't just be like, hey, we're just going to start him. And it's like, yeah, but he's not ready. Like, we're like watching it in practice, and from the play perspective, they're probably like, we're watching it in practice. He's not better than either of the guys in front of him. We're not going to just start him to start him. That doesn't make any sense. And again, if you feel like your team feels like you're competitive and you're on the cusp and everyone feels bought in, like this team appears to be very bought in, it's going to be real hard to just be like, hey, we're going to take the best players out of the game to like teach him a lesson. Like, he knows he's not supposed to fumble, bro. Like, what are you teaching? What are you teaching? I don't get it. Whatever.
The other thing I don't get to with our division either is, are the Jets really just that bad, or are the Dolphins having a get right game? But
the answer is both. I think they're both not very good teams.
Nope. But the one thing I will say though is there's now a stretch in the year after this Bills game where I feel like 3-0 is. I'm trying to figure out what she's reacting to.
Sorry, Fields. I'm watching the Jets game. Sorry.
I'm watching the Broncos game.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I put on Broncos. I also have the Bengals to cover this. I took the Bengals in my spread pool. I also took the Jets because I was like, I trust the Jets to cover, and no, apparently Aaron Glenn's just not good, and that 4th down was just inexcusable.
I watched it for the division.
Yeah. But no, that stretch coming up where it's I know the Saints played the Bills very close yesterday, but I'm sorry. I feel like we need to go in there and we need to handle them when the starting quarterback of their next opponent comes out and says, we ass, you beat them. And then are we ready for a very boring defensive football game when Cleveland comes to town and we win like 10-3?
I will say after this road stretch, the next 3 games, they should have a winning record. And I'm counting a loss in there.
They should be 4-3, I think. I'll take a loss against the Bills. Saints is a game that's
a winning record. Anything that's above.
They're 2-2. They're 2-2 right now.
Better than the Ravens? Sorry, Sam.
And then the oh boy, Christmas is gonna be a lot of fun in your house. But no, there's this whole stretch now where like even like games against that like Atlanta, Tampa back to back, where it's like, hey, you can be impressive. That Giants Monday Night Football game's now a hell of a lot interesting considering like they have a what I saw on Twitter today is a crayon eating psychopath at running back and Cam Scattaboo, and Jackson Dart at quarterback, playing well, making Justin Herbert play really not that well. No, this is a football team where it's now like, hey, I'm not saying like make the playoffs, but like definitely be in the conversation, especially too if Cincinnati continues to falter, especially if there's a couple other teams that like, don't get back up. Even though they won yesterday, I still am not sold on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I still think that you should have won by
them.
what?
I don't think anyone should be sold on them.
No, you should not be. And then the only thing I look back on with the first month of the year so far is the Raider. Like I would trade the Raider loss for the Dolphin win. I will admit that because I'm just like, that's a win that kind of, helps build confidence. The Raiders won, it's week 1, which we now know the Raiders are just may have had that, like, how some teams week 1 where it's like, ooh, look at them. And then it's just like ever since there, downhill. But no, there's a lot to be excited about. And then even to like going into now where it's like going into the next offseason where it's no matter where we are come 3 months from now when the three of us are chumming it up, that this team has a lot of promise and excitement. And I'm going to now take the time to respectfully honor our quarterback because did you guys know that Drake May is the first Patriots quarterback since 2007 to have 3 straight games with a 75% completion rate, 200 passing yards, 2 pass touchdowns. And here's also another cool fun stats. I don't know how much you guys follow this, but Drake May is that's the other one. Where is it? Oh, right here. It's not just his success rate that he has dominated, it's his production. He is second in dropback EPA, which includes sacks and scrambles, and he is number 1 in pass EPA per play. I know a lot of people look at the advanced analytics, and also to a friend of the show and friend of just in general, Alex Barth, the Patriots defense is allowing 3.4 yards per play since the opening drive of that game. We don't take wins for granted around here anymore. But when you do that to an opponent, you're supposed to do it against, because I saw a stat today that since David Tepper took over his ownership in the Carolina Panthers, when I think the year may have been when Sophie was a freshman at Zoomass in 2019. They've only won 37 games since then.
Wow.
So yesterday is one of those wins where I'm like I had not had that much fun watching a game in I think maybe Cleveland or the Christian Wilkerson Jacksonville game. So it feels right. It feels good. But here's the other thing too. Having that confidence going into Sunday Night Football, like when Mike Vrabel said, all eyes are on us. The spread opened up for Buffalo at -8.5 points when they couldn't even cover 14 against one of the worst teams in the league. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm not ready to make that claim yet. I want to see how this week in practice goes. And also because Buffalo does have some pretty key injuries on the defense with Ed Oliver and Matt Milano. But all the tools are there to have a good game. Plus, too, his hamstring's finally healthy, and Agent Zero looked really good. But also, too, I know he had that one. I did not like the call, the pass interference that Carlton Davis drew against Tet. But he also, he probably also had his first good game as a Patriot yesterday as well. So when that part of the secondary is clicking and Marcus Jones is doing Marcus Jones things, I really think the sky's the limit for this team as it's a potential to control their own destiny.
I've said from the jump that this team has all the components they need to be a competitive football team in this league and compete with the top teams in this league. That being said, it's about playing together. I think this game was the definition of playing together, playing like Patriot football, and this new culture, this new identity that they've built. That was fully on display on Sunday. I think what you see the week before when they lost was that, yes, there's flashes of brilliance, but they're not playing together. I mean, look at how many different receivers Drake hit in this one game. That right there is what, and getting Diggs going.
Oh, that 4th down catch.
I mean, you get Diggs playing to the. I mean, if he's saying 5 out of 10 in this game, and he had 100 yards, like, sheesh. Well, okay, you made the comment. Now let's see it. You gotta, so it's they have everything, and this was the first time we truly, truly saw them playing together for almost an entire game, minus the first 2 drives. Those we can just forget about. But from that second drive for both sides on, that was a football game. And that was a football team playing together.
Yeah, I think going into Buffalo, the vibes are going to be high. I don't really think anything has changed with regards to how I feel about the team as a whole. Record wise, I think they're still going to end up around 8-ish, 9 wins. But it's been refreshing to go into games and just know probably gonna have a chance. Like if the Patriots win, they're gonna win doing this, this, and this. And there were points last year and the year prior where you're just like, all right, Patriots are just not gonna win this, and that is just okay. Like they're just not gonna be able to compete. That is what it is. So it's just been nice to just know like we're gonna have a competent, offensive game plan. The defense is gonna be the defense, but we're gonna have a competent offensive game plan, and it's gonna feel like the game is in reach. And so I think, I think we're gonna have a lot of quote unquote moral victories on Sunday, right? I think the Patriots will lose to the Bills because the Bills are just a good team right now. And I know that there are some vulnerabilities. I just think their offense is humming in all of the ways that our defense is weak. We have their O-line. We mentioned that it's a really good O-line, right? Like they don't allow a ton of pressures, and they move guys on the ground, so it's a good O-line. And as far as the Patriots go, like I think their defensive tackles phenomenal. I think that the edge play is just not where it needs to be. Harold Landry is doing what he can, but at this point, he just is what he is. And then Caleb on Chason, man, I just.
It's the penalties. The penalties. He's better.
5 yards at a time, man. It's 5 yards
Yeah.
at a time with that guy. It's like, holy cow. Here we go. It's a penalty. It's 5 yards. Yep. 5 yards. 5 yards. I'm like, holy cow, 5 yards at a time. And he's just not creating enough pressure to kind of offset that. Like, I don't think penalties are the worst thing in the world if you're producing, right? You feel like, all right, well, I'll live with an offsides a game from you if you're also, putting 4 or 5 pressures on the quarterback. I'm gonna feel real good about that. Don't even need to convert into sacks, win your reps, and really get after it. But that the front four is really being carried by the law firm of Williams Barmore, and then I think at the second level they're really in trouble in this matchup. Buffalo has really figured out how they want to use Dalton Kincaid. He's really just a big slot receiver. And it's going to be tough because there are going to be matchups where he is going to line up with one of those linebackers, and it's going to be horrendous. They have been poor in coverage. They have not been very good they have not been very good tackling, finishing plays. And it really worries me that Christian Ellis is still a starter on this team. I mean, all due respect, holy shit, he has been atrocious.
Because there was a noticeable difference in that 2 games when you put Jack Gibbons in over Christian Ellis.
Yeah.
I would be pretty surprised if Jack Gibbons hasn't cemented himself in that role.
And he doesn't even need to cement himself. Just crazy glue it if you must. Like he has just been better. And I don't really even think Jack Gibbons is very good. That's the crazy part. It's like I don't think he's a good linebacker, but I know what I'm watching. When I see 53 out there, I'm like, holy shit. The tape from yesterday, right? The all 22. If you just watch it, you're just seeing so many errors, and you're like, damn, Christian Ellis, what are you doing out there? What is it that you say that you would say you do here? Because like, holy shit. 4th and 2, and this is the play that just really stuck out to me. 4th and 2, Carolina. It's the start of the 4th, 11 minutes. 4th and 2, Carolina's trying to convert. And they line up in a bunch, stacks on both sides. You're like, all right, in a tight formation, stacks on both sides. All right, and they're hunting for man coverage, and they're running mesh. They're just running mesh. Cool. And they have a mesh. It's a mesh wheel. So the running back Chuba Hubbard's out there, and he has the wheel route. And you watch it, and Gibbons and Ellis communicate, and they switch sides. Right, they switch to the formation. Cool. At that point, that puts Ellis in coverage on the line on the running back Chuba Hubbard, who I mentioned is running the wheel route, right? So they're running mesh over the middle, the wheel on the outside. Cool. Patriots are lined up like it's man, but it's not its zone. So Hubbard takes the wheel, right? He goes, and Christian Ellis just runs full speed into Charles Woods, the cornerback, just absolutely decks him, puts him on the ground. Fortunately, like 3 other Panthers also ran into each other, so the ball fell incomplete. But it was one of those plays where I'm just like, Ellis, you just need way better spatial awareness. You cannot deplete your own defender on 4th and 2. And these are the and I believe that was like his second to last play That was his last play of the day. Then he got replaced by Jack Gibbons for the rest of the game. That is the kind of stuff where I'm like, holy shit. If you're fucking up like this to the Panthers, the Bills are going to put you in a blender, right? Like they are going to put him in the blender. He is going to be tasked with covering James Cook at one point in this game, and it's going to be hideous. Like it is going to be a massacre. I just can't imagine that he's going to be. You know what? Actually can't imagine either of them are going to play. I honestly think this needs to be a Marte Mapu game. You need that speed on the field. You need that coverage ability on the field.
I've been very impressed with Marte Mapu this season.
He's a good player. He's just goodness gracious, and I've been banging
last
that
player
drum.
to pick off Josh Allen.
He is just a good player. Like dude is around the football, and guys who are around the football need to be on the football field. I keep saying it because I can't stress it enough. Guys who are always around the football need to be around the football. Put them in the game. You know what I mean? I know he's not a big guy, and so he's kind of a I don't want to call him a liability, but you know he's kind of not your strength in the run game, right? Like if he's on the field and he has to like come on down and fill a gap, it's probably going to be a little rough. But I think that's a fair trade-off for Christian Ellis, who's not filling those gaps anyway, and worse in coverage. So it's like, well, if he's going to be fucking it up, fuck it, put Martin in there. We're not going to get a huge drop-off between the two in terms of run defending, and we'll go from there. Fuck it.
Also, I got to say this, McGarvin. I've been trying to figure out your shirt for like 45 minutes, and I got to say, I really like the Scooby-Doo shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, but no, I completely agree. But also, like I said, too, Marte Mapu was the last player to pick off Josh Allen. That is a fact. The big thing, remember, and then he had bad football awareness and got tackled at like the 1 yard line. The other big thing, too, with going into Sunday as well is the fact that I feel like the Patriots offense can take certain advantages of the Bills deep because the Bills secondary looked kind of bleak at times. Obviously, they took advantage of a very bad Jets team, but like the game against the Ravens, the game against even Miami got some up on them, and then New Orleans, like I said as well. Think there are opportunities to do well. It's just at the end of the day, 17 is going to do what 17 does best. And so that's where I say if they get the moral victories, by all means, great to wear Monday morning. Good morning football, get up, pro football talk. You pick your morning show you want to watch. They could say, yeah, the Bills got one on the Patriots, but guess what? Drake May looked really good. If Drake May plays another mistake-free football game, which is something that, look, he has done this year, because I even said so far, Sophie, on my show after week 2, that the Miami game had so far been the best game of his career, bar none. And also, I think yesterday, too, was yesterday his first official home win at Gillette Stadium? Because the only other win he had, remember, was at Chicago.
Did he win against the Jets?
The Jets game he got pulled for the concussion.
Yeah, but he started that game though.
Oh yeah, he started the game. I just didn't know if
technically
he's saying a full game.
So as far as a full game, yeah, but I like with the way they track quarterback wins, like that's going to go down as a win for him, even though they did pull him for the concussion.
But yeah, there's just so much to like goodwill with this team right now to where. Yeah, there's going to be some people who, kind of critique and like when the going gets tough, it's tough. But we all know kind of like, hey, the games are going to win, the games are going to lose. That's why I say like the 3 games after Buffalo, you should at worst be 2-1. Hopefully not. And then, like I said, too, and then that Atlanta, Tampa, New York, Cincinnati stretch, if you go 2-2 or 3-1 during that, great. To where, like McGarvin has been saying all offseason, if they're playing meaningful football come American Thanksgiving, it's full steam ahead for.
We're all thankful for that.
I'm thankful next Sunday, but you guys thankful at that time of the year. That's like the only good thing about the game getting flexed from 4:25 to 1:00 is next weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving. So for me, I get to watch the game at 1, have my turkey at around 4:30, and then just kind of chill and watch the 4:00 games, then go right into Sunday Night Football, which is Kansas City, Detroit. Before we wrap up, there's a couple other things I want to touch on, and one's regarding Sophie. Sophie, are you okay that your girl didn't get halftime for the Super Bowl, or do you think it was – yeah, because I was going to say, I was cool.
I'm very happy for Bad Bunny. I love who they picked for halftime. For everything he's done recently, I'll put it that way, I am a big fan.
Yeah, I think too, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there, like there's been a lot of just like not negativity, but obviously look, the people decided to put twists on it that aren't necessary. But the global, I think too, for Taylor, like she didn't need it for as much as would have been cool to see her. And I think it was just, like I said too, there was the rumor starting. But for someone like Bad Bunny to get halftime, I think kind of shows that, like, hey, his global reach that he can bring in for that seconds, even though he does perform in Chile the night before, is going to put on a good show, even though all of us probably aren't going to understand like 95% of what he's saying. I don't know how your guys' Spanish are, but
My Spanish is pretty good.
oh,
We did not do well in high school.
I took advanced placement Spanish. Fun fact.
I had 8 teachers in 2 years because I kept leaving or whatever. So
Goodness.
at that point, I think I just gave up.
Yeah. I'm not learning it.
Hola, called it a day.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Bad Bunny either, but I'm happy for the people who enjoy him. You know, it never matters to me.
Show.
Yeah, I'm sure. But the halftime show. I mean, some people get really weird about it. I'm like, who cares?
Someone was joking or like legit, like looking at me and was like, they should bring on Drake, and I'm like, yeah, the year after you have Kendrick, let's bring on Drake. That's really how to do this, guys.
Yeah, but if the show, I mean, if the show is good, the show is good. It doesn't matter who's performing. But I'm excited about it.
It's just gonna be weird
for the football game.
I got a new album on Friday. Are you kidding? I'm on cloud 9 right now.
I was about to say you're like, we're going into Bills week. Sophie's getting over the flu, and Friday she's just gonna be like locked in her room, just like listening.
Just Friday, or just that's all I get because Saturday.
Oh, and Saturday. It's just the whole time on repeat, and then like she's just gonna be like watching the game, and then the music on in the background, or like during the 1 o'clock window, Red Zone's on, and just Life of a Show. Like,
there will be nothing except the Life of a Showgirl on in my car, in my apartment, in my life for I can't tell you how long.
I know the theater.
Also, with all the drops she's had, I have no idea how many boxes are coming to my apartment at this point.
Like, it'll be a surprise for everyone.
I have warned Sam. I'm like, I don't know what I bought anymore. I have no idea what is coming to this place.
It'll be like Christmas.
Yeah, he's gonna kill me.
Yeah, but before that, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be like Christmas.
Well, then I got a message from my boss at A to Z Sports, who said, I've heard some rumors there might be stuff from her and Travis together. And I was like, stop, don't do that. He's like, literally, I pray for your wallet. Like, me too, buddy. If like anything that had like, oh boy.
Patriots don't go to Europe, so Sophie's wallet was relieved at this time last year. Now Life of a Showgirl comes up, and it's just it cancels it out.
I didn't go international this year, but Taylor had a new album.
Yes, it's like album. I don't know if you have a record player in your house, but it's like the.
Oh yeah.
She's pre-ordered. I don't know either two of your Spotify or Apple Music, so you already got it like preloaded.
Spotify has it already down. It's already out.
Literally on mine too. Like I got like releases, and I even saw it. I was like, I like I'm not a fan, but like I was like, cool, it's there. But no. And then one other thing from you, just because we haven't spoken to you since before the season started. Outside of the Patriots, is there another NFL storyline that's like caught? I know you pay like 99.1% of your time is to the Pats, but is there another storyline or a team outside of the NFL, like outside of that circle, that's like not caught your attention, but kind of like caught the eye of one Miss Weller?
I like what Green Bay is building. I don't think last night was their best performance, but I like what they're building over there. I think that they have a really solid team. And I'll give credit there. I've enjoyed watching their games this season. Always root. I've liked Baker since he went to Tampa. It's a good one. Not in week whatever, but so for right now, it's okay. I'm trying to think. I'm like I'm put on the spot like this, and my mind's like Patriots. What do I know? I would say I have enjoyed the Packers though. I've been watching a lot of Packers stuff, and just since they got Micah, that defense is
they're so nasty.
Not last night, but
the one team that's actually kind of caught my surprise for how they've done so far, honestly, is Seattle. Like I know because no one knew what to expect. Everyone thought the same thing, but like, you know what? Hey, you're 3-1. Sam's playing pretty okay football. Yeah, he looks good. That defense is playing better, and
It's amazing what the Jets can do to someone. The Jets are fucked.
My Jets friend literally tweeted out, "Is Aaron Glenn another Adam Gase tonight?" Where I'm just like,
no, Aaron Glenn's already delivered so much more just from that simple video of him dancing.
The one from Tampa? Yeah. I like Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Are we ready for this Sunday, by the way, for one of the best jersey matchups all time, as the Seattle's wearing their 1990s blue jerseys and Tampa Bay's in the white creamsicle?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Cool. That'll be cool.
Yeah. And then one other team I want to bring up quickly, because they're giving me a vibe of a Patriots team post Super Bowl, but what Philadelphia is doing right now, I don't know how much longer it's going to be till AJ Brown becomes a Patriot, but the way that they're kind of like scathing wins by, where it's kind of like, yeah, you shouldn't have won that game. They kind of scream to me right now, like, make the NFC Championship or get to divisional weekend, but then just like kind of fall flat, kind of like what we saw the Pats do sometimes, like mainly in the 2010s.
There's more eyes on them, in my opinion, simply because of the tush push and like these like not calling the penalties. Then
That's what's going to get it banned. That's what's going to get it banned, in my opinion.
Being like Super Bowl champions, like I feel like that's so forgotten right now that they literally won the Super Bowl last year. It's all about the tush push, and that's why the focus is on them. And it's just like, can you win without that?
Their offense is so bad. Now that's weird because they're 4-0 and they're scoring points. It's just, you watch like what they're trying to do. Like they're like, hey, we're just gonna run AJ Brown on hitches and curls the entire day. Yeah, let's do that. Or we're gonna target him 3 times in a row on a fade. Like, we'll just fucking do that, right? He has less receiving yards right now than Kayshon Boutte does, right? And Kayshon Boutte had 26 yards last week. Like, let's be entirely serious. Like, that's bad. And Devontae Smith is also has less receiving yards this year than Kayshon Boutte does. Again, they're just not they're not a functional offense right now. Like, Saquon Barkley is averaging, I think, like 3 and change per carry. Like, they're just kind of skating by. Like, but that offense is not very good. It really feels like their entire game plan is like, hey, get it to 3rd and 1 and let's tush push it. Like, that is the entire game plan. And that's tough because y'all know I like Philly. And I have no problem with the tush push either, but
I don't either.
That offense is not well coordinated.
Their secondary play as well.
I don't have an issue with it because I think if you find a play that works for you, you should be allowed to run it. I think my issue with it is just becoming, I liked when Philly was a team that didn't simply only rely on the tush. It would work once or twice a game where you're like, yeah, they pulled that one off. But as you just said, it seems like that's become their entire game plan. And that's where it's just, I find fault with that.
Yeah. Who's the other team I was going to say? Obviously there's the Colts. But another team, I mean,
man,
except for AD Mitchell.
Please respect my privacy at this time. That was my guy, and he's just a bozo. And I'm like, why? Why?
You have an affinity for these guys that are bozos.
I know. I just have a bozo gene. I'm just like, yes, that guy's gonna be a bozo. I love him.
And then the only other team for me where like, there's a couple teams. Also, the one team I'll say is there was nothing wrong with them award. That is the Detroit Lions, because they're the same damn team. Just last week they did it to Baltimore, yesterday to Cleveland, and you know what? They're going to be completely fine. Also, I don't know if you saw this, but apparently there's a video, McGarvin, of Amon-Ra St. Brown playing 2K at like 4:00 in the morning, and some guy just like, okay, if y'all's parlays fuck up tomorrow, you know who to go blame. He's playing 2K at 4 a.m.
He was trying to ball. Oh, what a play!
I went to the game Sophie was watching because the other one was on. I'm pretty sure it's on halftime right now. Denver.
Yeah, I'm watching the Jets game as well.
Ooh, nice little. Oh, Mason, good for Mason Taylor.
I've always liked Justin Fields. I was so sad when he went to the Jets, just because I was afraid what the Jets could do to him. You see what it does to so many careers, but it's been a fan of Justin Fields since he got into the league, and I just don't think he's been given a fair shot with like a solid team around him.
That was.
He also just needs to play better.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying I think he has the skills.
Yeah, the skills. Yeah, for sure. He just got to play better, man.
The rumors of Chris Olave going there just like eat at me inside, where I'm like, please no.
I hadn't heard those rumors, but
I think it's just Jets fans being like, hey, we got Fields. Hey, we have Garrett Wilson. Let's just
gotcha,
Ohio
gotcha,
State
gotcha.
trio back
Patriots fans of the AJ Brown right now.
Goodness, right? Every time that guy even like frowns, they're like, "Hey, go get him, get him,
go
get him." Like that's what they sound like. Like, come on.
But I will
say, not going to trade him, man. Like,
no.
We need to let that dream go.
I will say this though. Let's see. I just want to see, where was the pass interference on this? Okay, he gets both feet down.
He pushed off. He with his left hand.
Oh, did Wilson push off? Wilson pushed off?
Yeah.
Wilson I was like, I'm being a good host, so I'm like half watching, half not. But no, I already have a couple. Not one. There's one player that's going to be in the draft next year. I feel like that I already kind of have hopes for the Patriots to get, and there's a linebacker named Wilt Weeks from LSU. Just hey, go get an All-American Southern linebacker that can like to hit people. But no, before we wrap up, is there any other words the two of us as the squad has gotten back together to say about what the Patriots have done so far in the first month of the season?
Enjoy it while it's happening. This team's going to win like 8 games, and it's going to be an awesome 8 games. Some people need to kind of adjust their expectation now because they're like, oh, there's going to be like an 11-win team. I'm like, come on, like bring that number down and feel good about what's happening because you set your sights higher than they need to be. You're going to start getting you're going to start being disappointed with wins that you shouldn't be disappointed with. Like beating the Panthers like we beat they ass. Like you should be excited about that. Like your team isn't good enough. Yeah, like
mine was gonna be Bozo Gene, but I'll go with we beat it.
But we beat it. Yeah,
we did beat the ass. So it's just like, all right, like those are wins you should feel good about because this team has not been very good. Like, and this team right now isn't that good, right? We can't just be like, well, no, it's the Panthers. We're supposed to beat them. Like, we could have easily lost that game. People said the same thing about the Titans game last year. We lost that one. People said the same thing about the Jags game last year. We lost that one. This isn't a team that you can just be like, we're supposed to win that. It's like, no. Like, they're going to claw for a lot of games. Like, when you get a nice comfy blowout like this, enjoy.
I would agree. I think that I'm with you where I think that, fans are expecting it to be like this Super Bowl winning team. Like, the Steelers lost. I understand the disappointment when they play to that level, that poor level, when they were in it till the end, and then just all those mistakes. Like, I understand the disappointment there. But I think just like this overall feeling of like, oh my God, I can't believe like this is happening. Now they're definitely not making the playoffs. It's like, okay, were they making it before? Like, no, a successful season is, I would say, anywhere from 7 to 7+ wins, in my opinion.
Yep.
That is a successful season. You have had back-to-back 4-win seasons.
Yep.
7+. Oh my God! Get the freaking duck boats out! Like, are you kidding me?
I will get the duck boats out for win number. If they can win number 4 before the end of October, I will get the duck boats out. Where I'm like,
who thought that would happen? Because it's been a rough time in Foxborough and beyond for the last 2 years. So just the fact that we're even talking about 7 wins as a possibility for this team, that right there is a win. Given jump from year to year, the jump from.
Yeah, no. We know what you're saying. Squad, the pleasure has always been mine, as it is to yours. The 3 of us have a fun team to chat about. Everyone do as I do. Sophie always has these really good. She's actually the only post game recaps that I've been reading for the Pats, just because I like the style of them. But no, the team's 2-2. If they go 6-6 and play 500 ball the rest of the year, I don't know anyone who's going to complain. I saw people yesterday tweeting, when Mark Wahlberg and the Celtics were doing the Keepers of the Light, everyone's like, "Oh, we go lose."
The most Boston thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I literally put that on my Instagram story. I was like, "You have Mark Wahlberg and the Celtics at a Patriots game." Like, oh my God, someone needs to start like with a Boston accent, and then I'm out of here.
Someone just needs to try to say Fenway Park in a Boston accent and then go from there.
Wow.
Only other words I have to say is by this time next week, maybe the 3 of us are friends in sports. Maybe the 3 of us aren't. We'll have to see what you guys do in the wild card round first. I have to toot my horn. We won the division for the first time in 10 years. I get to be on cloud 9 for a couple of days.
We get to be on cloud. We just made the playoffs. Have you seen our team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's been bad. Just
I was the only one. My dad and I both, when they traded Devers, and we were both kind of like, I can't believe they did that. But also, like, is it? Could this be it? Like, are we like? Is it? Are we on to something here? And then it happened, and my dad and I are like, we were on to something.
But all I'll say is this for baseball: go take care of New York, and then we'll have a friendly banter throughout the next week that will ensue after that. Everyone, guys, 393 of these damn things are in the books. I can't believe it. I'll be back for episode number 394 on Wednesday when we transition to talk about week 18 of the CFL season. It's going to be a fun one. I have a very, very special guest joining me for that. For our boy McGarvin, for our girl Sophie Weller, I am Griff. Enjoy the season, Pats fans, because you know what? It's awesome. We're 2-2, and it's not even October 1st.
We're
Relative,
smiling
baby.
in September. Griffin is smiling in September. That is how we're ending things. Smile. It's September and they're 2-2.
Can I call it smiling in September instead of we?
Yeah.
we
There you
Yes.
go.
I love that.
I'm doing that. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you
Night.
very much for listening.